We are farmers.
The car that I was responsible for when I took Jack's place as Pontiac studio chief was the second generation car, all new sheet metal in 1970. In fact, it was a little late. It didn't come out till 70 and a half because of all the work that had to be done. Coordination with Chevrolet, trading parts back and forth, all that kind of stuff. It was a big deal to make an all-new car. On the other hand, I saw it as an opportunity to do something really fresh and new. But as I did so, I had to coordinate that with Chevrolet to be sure that if they shared that part, like the windshield, they wanted it the same way I did. Take the windshield, for instance, since I just mentioned it. My windshield was about 4 inches forward at the base, but at the same place at the top. So in effect, I had a more sloped windshield. When that was costed out at Chevrolet, Chevrolet's vice president, at the time, a fellow named Pete Estes, who later became president of GM, Pete said, we can't afford that much glass. We've got to back that windshield up. Windshields are quite expensive because they're a very high quality laminated glass, pinched between two layers and so on. So he wanted to back that base up about 4 inches, which he did, and I had to accept that, even though I wanted it. So what I did was to deal with that. I left the top and used their exact same windshield, moved back 4 inches at the bottom, but I turned my cowl slightly up and let that leading edge of the cowl out there in space be exactly where that other windshield had, the windshield that I wanted, a little faster windshield, went. So in a sense, I sort of made I don't know, it was like a game. It was like a virtual windshield out there in space. It wasn't really there. But I also shaped the leading edge of the roof ever so gently as if it aimed for my cowl instead of aiming for the base of the windshield. So there's that kind of subtlety in there that nobody will ever know unless they hear me telling it. And it doesn't make any difference if they do know or not. It's a subtlety that is in the car. And some other designer sometime might be looking at it and say, hey, wait a minute, this sheet metal is actually suggesting that it goes to that edge out there. And if they do, from my grave, I'll wave at them or something. But anyway, so I did that. And there were other compromises around the car of that general nature.